Well, this is somewhat embarrassing. I started this turntable a couple years ago and never finished it, always intending to put this superstructure up on top. So, better late than never, I guess. So in about 5 minutes, let me show you some of the gruesome details. Now, normally I record straight into the camera while I'm working, but I was not able to do that. So today we're going to have to do voiceover style. All right, here's the plain turntable as it's been sitting on the layout for a couple of years. I'm going to use that to draw out the dimensions and a rough plan on some graph paper. And I've also got some wax paper that I'm going to put over the drawing so I don't get glue everywhere. Okay, let's get some small pieces of wood and cut some pieces up. There's one half, and then the other half. And I forgot to include the video, but the pieces that needed holes in them for the wire structure, I drilled them together on the drill press to make sure the holes were nice and vertical. And of course touched it up with a little bit of sandpaper. Okay, I'm going to add some weights so that I'll have fewer problems gluing it to the actual turntable later. So let's get those cross pieces cut and glued into place. The bottom will be held in place when I glue it to the turntable, but the top will need this support. So for the wires and the little bolts and things like that, I'm going to hit them with some spray paint and let those get drying out in the garage. And we'll cut some little 45s so that I can brace up the top. There it is upside down. And there you can see the holes clearly that I drilled out for the cabling. Okay, that's kind of what it looks like. So here are the little brads, which are actually track nails, and the wire that I sprayed and rusted. So I'm going to clip the head off one of these little brads and use it as a drill bit. And I'm going to drill about 8 holes for some little fake bolts that I'm going to put near the top. This was the most excruciating part of the whole deal. I was afraid that I was going to crack everything in half while I was doing that. Okay, so let's take some brown and see if we can make the lumber a little bit more uniform looking. 2 different types of woods I use, so there's some light wood and dark wood. And let's add a little acrylic and make everything uniform. And of course, making a mess is half the fun, right? All right. Things are a little more homogeneous there now. Okay, got a little dab of gray there. So we want to age this lumber now. Little dry brush technique there. Don't want to go crazy. And now here you can see I'm taking some chalk with a Q-tip and griming things up just a little bit. Okay, let's start to string our cables through the holes. And I'm going to clip this off flush with the bottom and then add just a tiny dab of CA to kind of hold it in place. Okay, and those are the little fake bolts there. Those were the most excruciating part of this project, actually. Okay, and a small lever for rotating the turntable that's a little more appropriately sized than the first handle that I put on a couple years ago. All right, Here it is back on the layout, ready for some action. An enjoyable project, kind of an afternoon project. Well, I'm glad you could spend the time watching. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.